Hey everybody, this is Mad Matt Carter. Thank you so much for watching the AIWF Network YouTube channel as well as the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel. If you like what you see, please do us a big favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications every time we post new videos on both our channels. It means a lot to us, and thanks a lot for watching once again.
The following event is a professional wrestling exhibition performed by professionally trained athletes. Do not try this at home.
Hello, Uprisers. Good morning and welcome to a special episode of UPW Uprising. I'm Jesse Weaver.
I'm Mr. Business, Draven Stryker. And boy,
we are. Go ahead, my friend.
Oh, I just wanted to start out by saying I'm sorry that I couldn't be in the studio today. I did a little charity golf this morning. And before you ask what charity, it's just, you know, a buddy of mine's down on his luck, lost his job, wanted to go golfing. I paid for it. Charity.
There you go. The ever the good guy there, Mr. Business, always looking out for people. We like to see that. Folks, this morning we are going to be taking a break from showing you Marquette Mania, as we are proud to present to you UPW's International Incident. That's tonight. That's live at the Max in Iron Mountain, Michigan. It is set to be a big card, folks. We have a lot of matches to cover this morning, and we're going to kick it right off the bat with a triple threat match. That is the Great Akuma, BJ Allen, and Brian Skyline. Those three names should be familiar to you. They were three combatants in the Mike Shaw Battle Royal at Marquette Mania. Now, just these three names alone, we know BJ Allen. We know he's tough as nails. He's young. He's still wet behind the ears a little bit. He's got some things to prove. Brian Skyline is resurfacing here in UPW. He also has a few things to prove. But then we have the Great Akuma. And we saw him in the Mike Shaw Battle Royal. And I don't know. This one is hard to call. Mr. Business, if you'd like to interject on this first one.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. Akuma being the one guy who we didn't have notes on. He was the long-haired fellow with the face paint and the white gear, and he was definitely impressive his first run through UPW that I've seen, at least. And, coming up with this triple threat, like, look, we already know a little bit of the history of BJ Allen. We know some of the history of Brian Skyline, and he's looking to make a name for himself again. But this newcomer Akuma, I don't know. He's very intriguing, right? Like, he's mysterious. He was so mysterious. We didn't even have his name at Marquette Mania. So
right.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, you could probably pick any one of these guys out of here, but I'm going to have to go with the new guy. I'm kind of curious to see what happens with him.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, there is that mystique and that intrigue, as you said, about the Great Akuma. Very impressive outing in that Battle Royal, even though he come up short. Still, there's a lot of meat to that bone when it comes to what he can do in the ring. I totally feel he's definitely going to be a force to reckon with in this match, but I'm going to have to go against the grain here. And I don't know. We're talking about people who have something to prove and names to rebuild. I see Brian Skyline walking out of here with that win, just for the simple fact of he's hungry. He's wanting it back. He wants what he once had back, and that's the UPW championship. So I think this could be a stepping stone for him if he can burn through these other two competitors. No disrespect and no credit taken away from either one of these competitors. You got to look at how hungry the dog is in the fight. And I think Brian Skyline is that hungry dog that's going to get it. but been wrong in the past. Hopefully my luck will change. And that's my pick for match number 1. And that's a triple threat. I see Brian Skyline pulling off the win.
Well, and and with that triple threat match, for those of you who don't know who are watching this video, anything goes, man. It's going to be interesting to see what path each of these combatants take to kind of get that momentum, coming in right out of the fallout of Market Mania 2.
Right. Will we see hardware in this match? Will they bring weapons? Will it go outside? It's no DQ, so anything goes. So, all right, we have
I personally
Mr.
would like to see a straight match personally. I mean, this seems like a really good lineup right here, and I just kind of want to see how things pan out without the addition of substitutes.
Right. But we all know how things get heated in there. Us being former competitors, and sometimes good chair shots needed.
Never hurts sometimes, right? At least for the other guy.
It does hurt, but not to the one giving it. So, all right. Well, my pick is Brian Skyline. Mr. Business has the Great Akuma. We'll see how that one plays out. So, on to this next matchup. You want to break it down for us?
Well, this next matchup, it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this man's name Johnny Go or Goo? Never really heard of this competitor before. I don't know if he's a new person coming through to prove himself here in UPW, but he is taking on a very experienced veteran and somebody that we all know and love, Judge Jesse. Not knowing too much about Johnny. It's hard to pick Johnny himself. So, I guess the way that things have been going with the Judge lately, and he's not a very happy camper after Market Mania 2. I think he's got some things to deal with himself, so I don't see him taking that one at all. I think Judge Jesse is going to win that match.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with you, Mr. Business. He was on pretty much a hot streak. He lost his match against Peter Be Beautiful. He was having a bad string of luck in that feud, and that was going on. But I really thought that the pedal was on the metal when it came to the Good as Gold ladder match. And he shocked me. And there was a newfound respect that I had for the Honorable One at Market Mania 2. And so I got to agree with you there. I think he's got fuel for the fire right now. He was wronged of his contract, and he's looking for retribution in any way that he can get it. And I don't know. I got to go with the Honorable One. I agree with you. I don't even know if we got to worry about anybody being a factor in this one, just because we both know Jesse. We know how brutal he can be.
Yep.
He doesn't need the help. Will the help come? Don't know. Looks as though the Shane dynasty has been shooken up. So
right. Who knows where the loyalties are at this point?
See Johnny Shane, because he's not supposed to be in UPW anymore. Sampson sent him packing.
Yeah, he's gone.
So it almost like that's another. That's another key factor you got to add in, is that now the backing that he did have. We still have Rick Cartier, who was part of Shane Dynasty, that he seemed to be helping Jesse a lot in his matches and tag matches and the whatnot. But with Shane being gone, were they just bedfellows of business, or was it an actual camaraderie? That's yet to be seen. Well, but we agree on this.
We do know for sure that at International Incident that Rick Cartier will be in the house.
Right. We do know that. So we'll see. He's going to be there.
See what happens there. Yeah.
Yeah. He's considered himself the executioner for the Judge. So maybe they weren't just bedfellows with Johnny Shane. Maybe they were a true team. But that will be determined tonight here in Iron Mountain, Michigan at International Incident 2. Folks, you can get your tickets, upwshop.com. Check it out. we still got tickets available. Get them while they're going. It's going to be a good night tonight. It's going to be there's a lot of new faces that people are going to see tonight that they have not seen in UPW before.
Yep.
A lot of these people are, in fact, international performers, wrestlers, fighters. So it's going to be a cornucopia of different international fighters. So hence the name
definitely.
International Incident. So, okay, we agree on that one. It doesn't happen often, but we both go with the Honorable One, Judge Jesse. So
we just know the history, brother. We just know the history.
right. It's like it does. Sometimes you just know. You know who you got to pick with, whether if you like them or not. When it's down to brass tacks, if you've seen the dog in the fight before, you know how good that fight is. You got to pick a winner when you see one. So,
well, you know me, it's all about business, and I'm all about business.
Right. It's in your name.
Jimmy Valiant, Boogie Woogie Man.
Legendary Boogie Woogie Man.
Wait a minute, baby. Wait a minute. Hang on.
What are you doing around
What was that going there, brother?
This is our neighborhood.
You
This
done
is a
made a
young man's
mistake.
game.
You should be retired, Boogie.
Wait a minute, boys. Let me take a bite of my king dog.
You say King Dog?
King Dog?
Is that what he said?
What happened? Come on, boy.
Don't let hunger bully you. Get yourself a king dog, and you too can become a super hunger fighter.
All right, folks, we're going to get into match number 3, which is Onyx Andretti versus Tully Bertarelli. I know I was going to murder that in one way, shape, or form.
You could call him Tully B.
Tully B. Okay. Yeah,
Tully B.
that's
Yeah, that's a
so Onyx Andretti versus Tully B. I've done a little bit of research on Onyx Andretti, and I know that you know him. I know nothing of Tully B. So going into this one, I guess coin flip. I guess I'd have to go with Onyx Andretti because I've seen some of his stuff. Pretty stout competitor. I've seen nothing on Tully B. No disrespect, no discredit. I don't know what I'm looking at here. So right off the bat, I'm going to go Onyx Andretti.
Well, I'm glad that I'm involved in this current match because I can tell you a little bit about both of them. Some of you may not know, but I have actually done business with Onyx Andretti and Tully B.
Okay.
And what we're going to get in this match, Jesse, is this is going to be a huge slugfest. You want to see meat slapping meat? This is the match that on this card is what it's going to be. I mean, in comparison to the main event, these are two big dudes that are going to slugfest like a mofo, as we say. And honestly, it's hard for me to pick because I know both of the capabilities of these men, and with me giving them instruction and whatnot once upon a time, it's hard to really take a pick. Now, I know lately Onyx Andretti has been on a tear. He's been doing really well. I still continue to work with him here and there. And so he's been relatively successful. Now I'm in a different position, so I'm not out there. I'm not trying to give him advice. I ain't doing a thing, but I think I got to go with my boy Onyx as well.
All right. So we both agree. Thank you for the insight on that. As I say, like we love to research every single competitor that we come across. Like to get a little bit of knowledge on them before we start picking and saying what we feel about them. But if you don't know anything about the person on my end, for that matter, I can't say you're not a good competitor. I can't say you're a cheater or whatnot because I just don't know. But having somebody that has worked with both of these men, thank you for the insight on that. And take your word for it. You know this business. You know these fights. You know these fighters. If this is going to be a slugfest, then folks, bring your popcorn because
Oh yeah,
it's going to be the battle to see tonight. They're new, both new to
definitely the
UPW.
match you don't want to get up to go to the bathroom for. You want to sit tight for this one for sure.
Right. Yeah, this is definitely get your popcorn and have some left over from the 2 matches because you don't want to get up out your seat when this one starts.
No.
All right, so we agree on Onyx Andretti. That's 2 that we agree on so far. So, pretty good for business. Wink, wink. So let's continue on with our next matchup, which it's our first title defense of the evening, and that is for the American Championship, UPW American Championship. Jason versus Dan Jarvis, I believe I'm saying that right.
I think that's how
Dan Jarvis. So I'll let you start this one off since I started the last one off.
Look, I don't know too much about either of these men. I've been around UPW a little bit to understand who Jason is, the leader of the syndicate. Dan Jarvis did a little bit of research on him. This cat is hungry. And for a debut match here in UPW, and you get it for the American Championship, this cat isn't going to take this match lightly. The syndicate seems like there's a rift in it. So I don't know where Jason's head is going to be in this matchup. Marquette Mania was a heck of a show, right? So he's definitely going to be worried about the syndicate and where that's going. I don't know if he's going to have his head in the game to defend his title. And it definitely always comes down to who wants it more. I think DJ is going to take the championship that night.
All right.
I think we're going to see an impressive shock and awe. Like I gotta throw my chips in when I see talent and the possibility. This would be a great time for somebody new to come in and take a belt off of them. 100%.
That's a very good point there. Very, very, very good point. I'm gonna have to go the other side on this one. Yes, we did see the syndicate start to fall apart at the seams. It would be at Marquette Mania 2. There's definitely some heat there between Dev and Jason.
We still don't know where Tommy Trainwreck is. What happened to Tommy Trainwreck? I'm going to keep saying it until I get some information. Where did he go? I don't know.
Right. That was the first piece to crumble. And now, I don't know. This could be what happened in Marquette Mania. This might be a long shot that I'm saying here. But never trust a snake, especially a den of snakes. And that's what the syndicate is. This could be all a plot and a ploy to get everybody off their toes, to make them think that they're against each other. So now everybody in UPW is like, okay, that's less of a worry that we have to worry about now. And then, boom, a new member arises or new members or who knows. But I just, they seem to be thick as thieves no matter what, because we've seen them have little scuffles here and there before in the past. But I don't know. I see Jason pulling this one out because he has actually held his own by himself on several occasions.
He has, even though some of his
and nothing against Dan Jarvis. If being a hungry competitor, that's something that Jason really is going to have to focus on. And hopefully he's been training accordingly. But he's been the UPW American champion for a while now. And I don't see him letting that belt go anytime soon. Does Syndicate get involved tonight? We'll put a hashtag on that. We'll put a pin on that one. That's always open for possibility.
They didn't on the last, although they kind of did, yeah. But it was pretty solid for the most part. But I mean, I think for Jason's sake, he needs to focus on this championship match. If there really is an issue with the syndicate, he needs to put that aside because this is a championship. And at the end of the day, the group is important. Your family is important, but this is money.
Right. This is putting food on all their tables, along with Jackie B having the women's belt. This is what's heating the fire for the syndicate. So I don't see Jason taking away the coal bag just yet with this train that's been running through UPW for the last few months now. So, okay, you've got Dan Jarvis. I've got Jay Sin. So far, we've agreed on 2 matches and we've disagreed on 2. We can sit back and we'll do some deliberating. Looking at the time slot, let's take a little break. Let the fans pick apart their brains on what we've just talked about.
We unloaded a lot.
Yeah. And when we come back, we'll get right back into some more of these matches that we have for you guys tonight. So with no further ado, we're going to take a break. Thank you, guys.
The Max Entertainment Center is proud to be the UPW's northern home. With flying, flipping, and slams galore, it's the best in the Midwest. Check out all of the upcoming concerts, comedy shows, and events on Facebook at the Max Entertainment Center. Iron Mountain, the UPW rocks!
Secondhand Heroes and Home for Wayward Villains is a comic book shop and gaming store that also features Magic the Gathering and D&D. Located at 18184 Leesville Road in Evanston, Virginia, Secondhand Heroes is your one-stop shop for you to get your nerd on. Open 7 days a week at 11 a.m. They don't close until the dice stop rolling. They buy, sell, trade, barter, and haggle, specializing in collectible toys, both vintage and modern, comics, Magic the Gathering, video games, console, and arcade cabinets to play, all set to free play. Host your game night with us. Monday night D&D video game competitions, and so much more. Something for the collector and gamer in us all. Call 434-317-0121 or shoot us an email with any questions to secondhandheroesva@gmail.com. Note, secondhandheroesva@gmail.com. That's 2ND, handheroesva@gmail.com. Come game with us.
Folks, you really don't want to miss this one, man. The first show right out of the gate after Marquette Mania 2. Jesse, I am just as excited, if not more excited for this than I was for Marquette Mania 2.
Right. There's it's the fallout, it's what's going to happen. Who's going to, we have some matches here. It's not like a repeat of Marquette Mania. There's really no rematches from Marquette Mania on this list here. And who's going to get involved with whose match? Like if somebody's still heated from the end of Marquette Mania. We know Judge Jesse's got a match tonight. Will he, in some kind of way, try to get some payback on a certain individual that's also going to be on the card tonight? And well, we'll see about that.
Right.
So
there's so many questions unanswered, and will we get any of them answered tonight? That's what I'm curious about.
Right. I think that's what you and I have on our minds is what's going to happen, which I'm sure
100%.
Right. A lot of the UPW fans are probably thinking the same thing, who's going to show up? Who's going to come back and try to get, redemption for losing at Marquette Mania? Who's going to, is there a new, somebody got bones to pick with somebody that they didn't before. And now it's smoke's settled. It's time to get one done on this guy. I've been waiting to hit him. That's always the joy of doing this. Not only are we a part of it, but we kind of get to be in the fans' shoes, so to speak, with our questions and our answers. It's just we have a better way to get the answers, and then we get those answers and we bring them out to the UPW uprisers, and that's just what makes it all the better. We're all one big happy unit, and couldn't be in a better spot, man. This is very exciting to be. It's going to be exciting tonight. Hopefully we pack this room. Hopefully we pack this place wall to wall, pillar to post.
I'm positive we will. After that Marquette Mania 2, I don't see it going any other way.
Amen, brother. Amen. So, all right, let's get right back into it. Our next match.
Well, actually, we before we get into the last 2 matches that we've got, we got to mention that the Canadian sensations themselves, the Degglers, are making their UPW debut. This is part of the whole international incident. We weren't kidding when we were saying we're getting people from out of the country. This isn't just a catchphrase to throw in a poster and get people to come to a show.
Right.
This is UPW being honest and forward with everybody. Look, we're going to bring in some foreign talent and showcase and see what happens. And, like anywhere else, if you make a name at a certain place, you might get to come back. So it's going to be interesting to see what the future holds for a lot of these cats that are coming in. I'm really excited to see some of these guys that I've never seen before.
Right. Yep, that's right. The Digglers will be here tonight.
The Digglers. I dig them. You get it?
Unintended, right? Unintended. Well, all right. So we've got that for you guys. So keep an eye out for those gentlemen this evening. But our next matchup we're going to get into is Melvin Hayes against Josh Bain. Now, we all know Nerd Rage Melvin Hayes. We all know him here in UPW. Josh Bain, again, here's another competitor that I don't have any notes for, and I apologize on that one. But I know the fight that Melvin Hayes brings. I'm going to have to do a little bit more. I guess we're going to have to see tonight what Josh Bain is all about. But Melvin's been on himself a little bit of a hot streak lately. So I'm going to go with my boy, Mrs. Hayes' little boy, Melvin Hayes. I got Melvin Hayes over Josh Bain.
Well, I had a feeling you were going to go that route. And so I'm going to be that guy because I don't like nerds. And I'm going to go with the new guy to make a name for himself because I don't think he likes nerds either. He just seems like the type of guy that, this guy lives in his mother's basement? What a chump. And he's going to use him as a stepping stone to create a path for himself right here in UPW. I mean, it might sound harsh. Some of you people might whine about it on the internet and try to get me canceled on Twitter. It's fine. But just being straight, man, I think Mr. Bain is going to really tear the hell out of the nerdy boy.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I like Melvin. Melvin is he's a good soul. He's a good soul. He's one hell of a fighter. We've seen the Nerd Rage. We've seen what he's been able to do. I don't know what this Josh Bain's about. If he's as good of a fighter as he says, can he withstand the Nerd Rage? We'll find out tonight. So, all right, there's another one we disagree on. So I believe that's 3 that we disagree on, and we so far.
It happens. I don't have to like
right. But yeah, we can agree to disagree. I got to sit next to you and commentate, so might as well get along with some things. But
everybody ain't going to agree on everything, and that's the cool thing about this job that we can go back and forth, and we got our opinions, and that's
right. Que sera, sera. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
It will.
Right. All right, Mr. Business. Mr. Business, I'll let you break down the main event of the evening.
All right. One of the biggest main events probably right here in UPW history as of late. We're going to see Samson in his first ever UPW Heavyweight Championship defense against, you ready for it? The Beer City Bruiser. Now, this guy was quite a tear quite a few years ago. He's kind of taking a little bit of time off, and he's looking to make a name for himself. He's coming back to the Great White North because I heard he moved down south a little bit. So, coming back and a big guy as Samson is, these are going to be 2 heavy-hitting SOBs. But, Samson, I think, kind of got the championship a little dirty, be that as it may. He's the champion. Beer City Bruiser is a scary first title defense, man. And I think with Beer City Bruiser making his way back up here to the Great White North, I don't know. I got to go with another upset tonight. I think we see a new UPW champion again.
Wow. Okay.
You heard it first right here, Uprisers. New champ tonight.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go against
champion, new heavyweight champion. It's happening.
All right. You heard it from Mr. Business. I'm going to have to go with Samson on this one. He's on a hot streak. He got rid of that thorn in his side, Johnny Shane. He is your new UPW champion. He used the contract against Judge Jesse, and now he has the gold. Will Judge Jesse make his face appear in this matchup with the Beer City Bruiser on the other side of the ring? I wouldn't want to get involved in this matchup and end up catching a fist from him. That guy is a monster. We have two monsters fighting tonight for that UPW heavyweight championship. I'll be surprised if the ring can withstand just handling both of them boys.
It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure.
This one right here is worth the price of admission right off the bat.
Yep.
No disrespect to any of the talent on the card, but this one right here, this is, if you love old school smash mouth wrestling, this is what we're about to see. Old school smash mouth wrestling. That's what the Beer City Bruiser is all about.
Yep.
I've known him for quite some time. I followed his career for quite some time. Haven't really followed Samson as much, but I've seen what Samson can do. And you're right. Beer City Bruiser took some time off. He went back to be a family man, to go back to his roots or whatever. And then he got that itch. He got that call. Should his first opponent be Samson? But I see Samson coming out with the win. So, all right, folks.
Beer City Bruiser got a lucky call, because if there's anything that I know about the UPW brass, they don't just want to give Samson a flash in the pan championship, because right now on paper it kind of looks like a fluke champion, right? I mean, a lot of people might be Samson people, but did he really win it? You know what I mean? So
this would be a good notch in his belt.
Yep, we're gonna see if he earned that or not. And this is a hell of a person to put in front of him. So I think they want to set. They want to set the table right there, right off the bat.
Right. Well, we're gonna figure it all out tonight, folks. It's almost that time. We hope you got your tickets on upwshop.com. Thanks for letting us come and entertain you. We hope to see you tonight. I'm Jesse Weaver.
I'm Mr. Business Driven Striker, and let's not forget to thank TV6 and Fox UP for the people who will view this after the fact of the pay-per-view. You can still go on to upwshop.com and still see the pay-per-view later on. It will still be available.
All right, folks. You guys have a good one. Peace and love. Peace out.